Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to this Chaos Zero Nightmare video. So in this Chaos Zero Nightmare video, we're going to talk about the biggest winners for the upcoming patch from the recent patch notes. So we are waiting for the Chizuru patch to drop. There's some delay. I'm recording this after I saw the delay or the extension in patch. So we're going to run through this combat related bug fixes because there are certain interactions in the game that weren't working properly and they actually fixed it. And well, my favorite unit got a massive buff. So I want to talk about it, okay? So starting off, Rin's Dark Mist Inner Art 5th Epiphany upgrade is fixed. So if we take a look at Inner Art 5th upgrade, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one gives you the Dark Mist stance. Okay, this one's not massive. I don't think it's gonna change out too much. So not a massive change for Rin. Charon's Echo of Futility 3rd Epiphany card did not apply its effect when defeating an enemy will be fixed. So Echo of Futility, we'll just run through this briefly, okay? I'm not very familiar with this unit. Echo of Futility. So this one is 3rd Epiphany. Oh, 1, 2, 3, right? Create Epiphany. Okay. I guess this does help the additional damage output. So minor win for Charon here. Melee's unity of attack and defense behave differently. Okay, let's run through Melee's one. So unity of attack and defense. Okay, I don't know how it did not work properly, but I think it doesn't matter because Melee is still gonna be the massive damage beast. So good buff, but doesn't matter too much because she's already pretty busted even with the bug existing previously. So next one, Luke's Stealth Reload 3rd Epiphany card generated a different type of bullet will be fixed, and an issue where the continuous effect stack count gained from using this card was displayed as 1. So display part is not going to affect the gameplay. Different type of bullet. Okay, Stealth Reload. So if we go into Luke, Stealth Reload. Okay. 3rd Epiphany. Generated handgun bullets. Oh, not big, I guess. I don't think it's that massive. Doesn't really amp up his damage by much. But this next part, an issue where Renoa's 3-1 and 7 potential node did not apply their touch bullet upgrade effects to extra attack will be fixed. So this is actually massive because if we take a look at Renoa's ability, so I'm a Renoa main. Renoa's bullet has 2 parts, right? So one is the active damage when you cast it, and the other one is when you put it to the discard pile. So previously, there was no buff onto the extra attack portion from the potential 3-1 right here, as well as the unit stats potential 7 right here. And one thing, at least based off my own usage of her, is even if I have a critical chance greater than 60% after my partner buff, we're still not getting that plus 10% value. So I'm not sure whether or not it's an intended interaction. But what this all means, at least in that one line of buff for Renoa, is a massive buff in damage output if we are playing the massive discard combo for the bullets in general. So it is a relatively big buff, and one of the reasons why I decided to do this video, because Renoa not only got one buff from here, there's actually another buff for Renoa over here. Okay, an issue where Dirge Bullet did not benefit from Conqueror's aspect critical damage increase. So Dirge Bullet is a 1-cost card, and Conqueror's aspect increases the crit damage of the 1-cost cards. And because Renoa has to build crit for her unique stats ability, she actually crits really easily, and usually you will want to run crit damage with her to amplify her damage. But previously, that set was not working with this properly. So even if you crit, you didn't benefit from the additional crit damage. So this part is actually, I'll say, at least a 30% damage increase, provided you are critting consistently because of the increase in crit damage onto the Dirge Bullet when it's discarded. So this is one of the reasons why I think Renoa is the biggest winner for this patch, because this combined with this amps up the damage of her main damage source, which is the discard Dirge Bullets, and this will make her do more damage in general. So I will be testing out the post buff damage output of Renoa after the patch note releases. So that's for Renoa. One of the massive winners for this patch. So next one, an issue where the description of Elsa's partner skill did not change color when in injured state will be fixed. Okay, so this one is not anything that's damage centric. probably not impactful in terms of like giving a clear buff or anything. An issue where certain card draw effect did not function properly will be fixed. Okay, so Luke's Rapid Fire, Hugo's Dingo Howling, Forbidden Engraved Malice, Extended Magazine, and Marine's Partner. So I think one of the big winners is actually Luke, because like Luke also has quite a bit of buff to optimize her skill kit. I mean his skill kit, and also consistency in terms of the card effect. So like Luke is also another massive winner for this patch, based off like at least this line over here, as well as this line over here. Right, so we'll run down the patch note to see whether or not there's other stuff. So an issue where Ballista card did not function properly when activated by G-Cord. So this is the interaction between RNG activation as well as Nia's activation of cards. So this should be just using because the Ballista is unusable, right? When you use something to use this card, because it's unusable, I think there was some bug. So it should be just a simple deal damage to one random opponent. So this makes Veronica slightly better, but Veronica is actually really good already, so don't think there's too much of a change, and it's a very niche combo situation. Even I myself as a Nia main, I don't run G-Cord and Milk Ascent together with Veronica in most cases. So yeah, that's with regards to this one. Issue where Mika's Whirlpool 5th Epiphany card costs abnormal monster hit animations. Okay, so nothing, I think it's just a hit animation change, so no damage buff. By the way, I usually remove Whirlpool, so I don't think it's going to change out Mika too much, because Mika is mainly focused on healing as well as AP boost. So even if this is a damage boost, yeah, I'm not going to make her much more impactful because she doesn't hit very hard, or she's not built to do damage in the first place. Okay. So an issue where Mika's Blessing of Waves 5th Epiphany card did not apply its healing reduction indicator. Where is Mika's 5th Epiphany? Let's take a look. Mika's Blessings of Waves. Okay, 5th Epiphany. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. I don't get what this healing reduction factor is. Oh, okay. I think what this means is there could be some additional healing from the other cards, because this card itself has this additional healing based off AP. So for this one, there's no additional healing, but I think it was working with the additional healing based off the AP. So okay, less healing. I think this is actually a slight nerf in that case, if you are using her as the damage. But honestly speaking, right, I don't think you want to run her with this. Like, this is a very defensive card. Anything that gives you more survival is usually preferred. So like, I don't think it's that much of a matter, but I think it's a slight nerf if she was doing more heals than intended with this buff over here. Okay, Merlin's Flame Dragon Jewel and Ego Manifestation triggered as harmful buffs. Okay, I'm really not very familiar with Merlin because I don't play her as much on global. So Flame Dragon and Ego Manifestation 2. Let's take a look at this. Ego Manifestation 2. Oh. Grant 1 Emperor. Okay. Not sure whether or not this is actually a buff. If there's any Meilin mains in the video or viewing this video, let me know. Because I don't see how this actually changes out Meilin's overall OP-ness. So that's that. I think really is still OP. So that's with regards to this one. And then Tressa's 7 potential node did not grant additional void damage will be fixed. So Tressa's potential node will be getting more void damage after the patch. So that's definitely a win for Tressa. An issue where Bria and Eloy's skill description for status ailment cards did not clearly state include cards that have been changed. Okay, so this is description. Doesn't change the base effect. Elshan's skill description did not clearly indicate when its effect again will be fixed. Okay, so anything that's indicate doesn't buff up the fundamental mechanics, so probably not a win nor a loss. Issue where the Spark of Passion effect set from Memory Fragment was not consumed when activating the Ballista card. Oh, okay. Oh, actually this is actually a nerf. Because like, Ballista card is Veronica's main kit. And previously as a Veronica user myself, I think she was doing a lot of damage, and there could be this possibility that this buff from Spark of Passion carried over after the Ballista card usage. So if now it's consumed, then if the buff is consumed, then like in a long drawn out fight, the buff on the Ballista card might be a little bit less. So whether or not it's impactful, I'm not too sure, because like you get that Spark of Passion buff after an upgrade. So after you use up all your upgrade card and then you use up all the Passion Spark, you definitely lose some damage, at least of this buff itself. So I think this is definitely a loss for Veronica. An issue where the 7 potential node activated even when its condition were met through Chaos upgrade will be fixed. Okay, I don't get this line. But I guess it's probably with the ego or that potential node buff within the Chaos dungeon. Okay. An issue where the effect of corrupted rare species were incorrectly applied to cards in the exhaust pile will be fixed. Okay. So Dirge Bullet 1 was discussed about. Renoa, the biggest winner from this patch. So next one, issue where the description of retrieve was not properly displayed. Okay, nothing spectacular. I mean, nothing big here. Okay, so for this next part, I was actually wondering what is Nature's Benediction card blessing. So I am assuming it's a Divine Epiphany because I don't think it's a skill of any units. At least as far as I can sort of find out over here. So I'm assuming it's like some sort of like Divine Epiphany buff that is not activated after you use your ego skill, for example. So I guess it's like a win for most units that can benefit from it. So I went to search for it, but I can't find anything related. So let me know if you guys know what this card is about. So next one, an issue where battle logs from previous combat appeared when encountering invasion monsters. Okay, nothing too big. Okay, nothing too big. So this is continuous effect icon still displaying or incorrectly displayed. Okay. An issue where agony effects were displayed on monsters that did not take agony damage will be fixed. Okay. Okay, so I think the rest of the other stuff are display errors, which is not gonna fundamentally change stuff. Last one, an issue where the achievement used a Protoss skill n times in a single battle will not complete under certain condition will be fixed. An issue where Luke's Stealth Reload third Epiphany card had an incorrect effect description will be fixed. Oh, okay. So from this patch note, I think the two biggest winners, they are none other than Luke as well as Renoa, right? Because like they have massive fundamental changes to their damage output after this buff itself. So we shall see how much more powerful Renoa is and how much more powerful Luke is. After the patch note, I'll probably build him up and try to combo him with Chizuru in some way. For Meilin's case, I don't think Meilin's overall power level is affected. Like, I think she's still gonna be the beast that deals 30-40k damage if you have her endgame set built up. And then for Tressa's case, I think there is this minor buff over here. Mika's case, I think slight nerf, if you like to call it that way. Cause like, there should be some healing reduction indicator. So I'm assuming there isn't. So that's why they recommended this. But I think Mika as an AP, battery, and a healer will still be top tier. So that's with regards to this one. So that's it for this running through of all the different combat mechanics changes. Let me know which of this change is your favorite. And that's it for this video. I will go back to wait for my Chizuru update, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys!